Well, hello everyone. We're here. We're back. We're doing another live episode. Just nonsense. I hear you. Calm down. We're going. We're going. Just give it a minute, guy. Patience is a virtue. Come on now. Oh, hello there, New Hampshire Lone Wolf. I see that you're back. Nice to see everybody's here tonight. How's everybody's time been? I've been cold and pretty bored. They that snow, that last bit of everything finally caught up with me, and well, we're in a hotel room because the load. Where are your people? Listen, guy, we're not. I'm not in the army anymore. The PT belt ain't gonna save my life. Okay, that's only when you're wearing the combat uniform. Okay, knock it off. Those days are behind me. Don't be bringing that stuff up now. But anyway, so we've been in a hotel for the last couple of days. Got up on 90, and it was just total trash and a whiteout and high wind gusts. So we just parked it, and broker said, well, you're stuck till Monday. So that was all it was. So we decided to get a hotel room. Not broke down, nothing. Just needed some time out of the truck. Been a long time since we went home. So anyway, topic of this particular episode is we're going to be talking about fuel cards and how to purchase fuel and how to figure out what quantity of the fuel that you're going to need for said load. But we're going to make this easy math. Oh, hey, there's the dog photo bombing everybody on the bed. Hi, say hi, Tank. Yeah, he don't care. But anyway, so without further ado, if anyone doesn't have any objections here, we're going to get this whole thing started. So, a couple clicks here. 3 months? Yeah, 3 months is a while, buddy. That's longer than I care to be out. I've been out for about 6 weeks now, and that's more than I care for. So, all right, so let's start here. Originally, I started looking for my own fuel card. Well, let's back up here for a minute. I started looking for my own fuel card for the simple fact of that I wanted to try to save more money on fuel, with that being one of my highest, most expensive things that I've got to work with every week, is trying to make sure I purchase the right amount of fuel. Yes, I see. Everybody loves Tank. Everybody's going crazy. I see it, guys. Anyway, so the fuel discounts that we get off of the card that we have from the company that I'm leased to is negligible at best. It's about 15 cents a gallon is what they give us. So we are still going to be trying to do better, Initially, I just wanted my own fuel card for emergencies because at times when I'd go home, when I'd come back to go to work, the fuel card was shut off. So I had to sit and wait, and rather than doing that, we ended up getting this fuel card here, which is the RTS Titan fuel card. And if you're interested about, wrong screen. If you're interested about trying to get a hold of somebody, you can get a hold of the sales team or the RTS co-brand, and you'll get a setup that looks similar to this one that shows your company name, what your last invoices were. As you can see, I haven't used them for a while. And here's why. I'm going to go back over through the last couple of months, and if you notice, the discount varies per month. Like in September, which is when I used it a ton because I was running some crazy stuff, they only gave me like 6.3 cents off the gallon. And then before that, it was 7.1, and then 12, and then 12 cents. So as you can see, it fluctuates and varies, and it's not very consistent. So that's why we ended up having to go and do our research. So this is just our emergency card when nothing else works. Now, what is nice about this one is the fact that it was no credit check. It was super easy. They didn't want anything personal. They give you a $2,000 credit limit that for the first 30 or 90 days, it drafts on Monday, and then Thursday until you've not missed any payments through that time period, and then it drafts every Thursday. So it's kind of a pain sometimes if you settle out on Friday to make sure you set a week back for that Thursday. So, but I mean, customer service is negligible at best. They deal primarily with email, and the whole network is through the Pilot Flying J. So, I mean, if that's what you're into, that's what you like. I mean, 12 cents. I mean, the highest I've seen is 14. That's better than paying full price, and it's off the cash price. And you can get into the 1.9 fuel network as well as the Pilot and Flying J's. So, say you've got a Pilot or a Flying J that's $3.50 a gallon, and then you have a 1.9 Mr. Fuel across the street that's $3 a gallon. Well, you can go to that 1.9 that's $3 a gallon and get your 14, 12, or however many cents off it is for that month. So you could still save money on fuel because you can get into some of the mom and pops, but it's kind of a pain sometimes, and they deal directly out of it. It's all directly pulled out of your account. Does fuel card does not? This particular fuel card only works inside the 1.9 network, which is Pilot, Flying J, Mr. Fuel, and a couple other subsidiaries. And you have complete control of the card. You can shut it down and make it to where you can only buy diesel, or you can buy gasoline, or you can just have it full access into that particular store or chain of stores. So that's how that works on that end. So then the next one we started looking at is one of my particular favorite truck stops to fuel at, and that is the Loves. And when you come here to their initial area, you can see that it's not terrible. I mean, they sell it real good. Cards, tags free of charge, no application fees, customizable purchases policies, limited limits and fuel networks. You can customize driver prompts. You can get RFID tags. You can get real-time reporting and all of that. And then you come down here and you look, and it's the same gimmick of it's 14 cents per gallon. Now, they do have some things that offset this that make it to where it's not so bad, because if you make a purchase, and you get discounts on the maintenance, you get platinum status for that month if you have points. And it's not completely terrible, but they want a personal backing on it. They to where they run your personal credit, and it starts blurring the lines between your business and your personal assets. And when you're setting up your business, at least the model that I follow, you want your personal assets completely separate from your business assets, just in case something happens. That was something that I didn't learn until after the fact of being and doing this for a while, that I had learned that. So having that personal guarantee tied to it, it was kind of a weird scenario. They do have secured options. And they want, if you do the secured option, when I last talked to them, they said they wanted $3,000 down, and just to get started. Then they mail you their cards and all of that stuff. So, I mean, if that's something you're into, if you got stellar credit, shouldn't have to worry about it. It'd be okay. But it just wasn't something I was comfortable with, even though, I felt I could get better discounts elsewhere. Even though I'm still a relatively small company, well, I'm one truck and one driver, and it was just trying to make sure that I could maximize what I had with the little amount of buying power I had. So I don't have enough buying power to be able to get good discounts from EFS or ComData or things of that nature. So it was just, we're looking at smaller avenues that are built and designed for smaller companies, which is, excuse me, gotta hydrate, drink water. Right there, just nonsense, drink water. Anyway, so, and then I had a friend of mine that had sent me a thing here to check out from a company that is called TCS. And they are They have their own fuel card, and they have enough people on there to be able to get the buying power that I'm not able to get. So let's look. Let's say we go Spring Hill, Kansas to Columbus, Ohio. Wow, I can't. All right, and it's going to pull this up. And so we get a list of different areas that we can, then it'll show us our whole route and all the fuel that's along there. I guess I should move myself here. So if we go over here and let's just say like, okay, let's look at TA Oak Grove here. We click on this. Okay, it shows us that our price is going to be $3.40 a gallon. The retail price is $3.89, and so that's a discount of 48.7 cents per gallon. And it also shows the ex-tax price being $3.20. And you can do this for anywhere along the right. You can let's look at where are they at? Petro in Brazil, Indiana. You know, fuel price, retail price $4.19, discounts 41 cents. You get $3, so it's $3.78 a gallon. Ex-tax is $3.25. So, you know, you can really save some money on this. And then you get out to Ohio, you know, discounts are a little less. I mean, it varies because it's based off of what they buy the fuel for and the fuel tax and everything. So, oh, you got a devious little smiley face there. So it just, like I said, it all depends like where you're at, and it helps you to be able to buy fuel smartly. This is a really good tool. Now, the offset and the caveat to this is they don't want a personal credit check. They don't want a personal guarantee. They don't want none of that. They just take your EIN and they take your business information, and then they run you through a basic application, talk about, you know, they look how long you've been in business, running, blah, 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 blah. And then they ship you your cards and everything. And it's not a revolving line of credit. You have to finance this card yourself. So whereas this may be a stumbling block in the beginning if you're just starting out and you don't have, you know, $2,000 laying around to load onto the fuel card to get that first bump going. But, you know, like I said back to earlier when we were talking about how my company discount from the people I'm leased to is only 15 cents a gallon, but we can look at this where I was just at here and see that I'm making as much as, you know, 45 cents. It was higher yesterday. It's 51 cents a gallon discount yesterday. So, yes, there, New Hampshire Lone Wolf. Thank you for pointing this out to me. We're going to give it a good trial run and see how it goes. But so that is kind of how we're doing it. And so if you don't have those and you're stuck using your company cards and this isn't an option for you, then you can at least maximize how you're buying fuel and at least buy fuel efficiently and learn how to find said fuel. So we're going to open up this other program here and talk about it. So before we get to this, though, does anybody have any questions about anything before I get going? Let me know down in the chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, leave me a comment so that way I can at least address that. What's the best fuel card to have for a beginner? Well, the one you can afford and to get approved for, and the one with the best discounts. A lot of times, say if you're leased onto a really big carrier, like say Landstar, you're going to get better discounts than what I'm going to find using, say, like TCS or Loves or this RTS Titan, or, you know, or if you have, you know, really, really good credit, you could get into like the Nastic line or Triumph Business Capital or Apex, or, you know, it's all about how your business is going to run and how you have it set up. So as far as what's the best fuel card to have for beginners, do your research, because there's a lot of them out here that are scams and they don't work real well. There's also honorable mention. Speaking of for beginners, you could also look at the Mudflap app. As goofy as that sounds, um, it's given pretty good discounts. I hear a lot of people talk about it. I personally haven't tested it, but from what I've looked at and seen, you can pretty much you get on there, you link your card to it, and you get a code that gives you that'll say, hey, you bought X amount of fuel for X amount of dollars. You go inside, scan it with your phone, and then you go outside and pump your fuel. And if you get too much or you get too little, you just settle up after the fact with either customer service or the establishment that you're fueling at. But you're going to get more into your mom and pops with those. But yeah, shopping around is definitely the best thing to do. But I try to stay away from the whole personal guarantee thing. That's not always the case. It's not always an option. Some places you can get really good fuel discounts and a really good fuel card, and they want that personal guarantee. And if it's worth it to you, that's on a personal level. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just something I try to steer clear of, and I try to keep my business assets separate from my personal assets. So, okay, just nonsense. Okay, so are you talking the difference between, say, my card that I'm getting my fuel cards and discounts, or are you talking about the one that I'm getting from the carrier that I'm leased to? I just don't want to give you bad information on that one. Because when you lease onto a carrier, the majority of them, they give you a fuel card from a company that they're involved with, like EFS, Comdata, places like that. And, you run and you you use their fuel card, and they just deduct it out of your settlement each week. A lot of the bigger places, they do that. A lot of the mom and pops still do that too. And it functions the same way. It settles out at the end of the week or after the end of every load when you're using the company fuel card versus your fuel card. The only difference is the discounts you're getting. So if you're leased on to, say, Landstar or Mercer or someone who has a lot of buying power, it can get 50, 60, 70 cents off a gallon. Why would you even mess with one of these fuel cards like I'm doing? I'm a small guy. The carrier that I'm leased to has a 15 cents discount for fuel. And the more the fuel goes up, my discount stays the same. So as the fuel increases in price, my bottom line diminishes and it starts costing more money out of my pocket. So that's why I'm stepping out, getting my own fuel card that is independent from my carrier to try to be able to save more money on fuel. Even though in the long run, I'm pretty sure I'll have to pay them to file my IFTA and everything using my own fuel card outside of theirs. Boy, it's dry up here in Minnesota. So, okay. I don't see any more questions in here. So we're going to go into this here. So this is the Fuelbook app. And what we do here is this allows us to be able to, so this is that same corridor that's going to go from Spring Hill, Kansas to Columbus, Ohio. And what we're looking for there is we're trying to find our cost and our cheapest fuel. And here we're looking to be the less IFTA, which is also the ex-fuel tax. We're looking here, and I've got it set. Let's start over from the beginning here. So what you can do is you get in here, you set your origin, your destination. If you want to look through states, providences, you can. Interstates, highways, that's fine. And you can get in here and you can, select what fuel stops that you want to fuel with. I just click the basics ones. Love's, 19, Petro, Pilot Flying J, Pilot Express. I mean, you've got Road Rangers, Roadies Network, Sapro, Speedway, We can put TA on there, Wilco, all of those. And you even got Casey's, a general store, one of my personal favorite places to go to. And so you come down here. Once you have all that information put in, you hit the power search button. And it's going to do its thing, and it's either going to like you or not. Oh, it's going to like us today. So automatically, when this comes in here, it is going to show you your best price. And best price only works if you're trying to find the cheapest fuel. So if you're looking at for your best price, as we scroll around through here trying to figure out where number one's at, because it wants to hide from us. And there it is. So it says our best price is Flying J in Warrenton, Missouri on I-70 exit 88. You can also look at it in a list also. I think it's a little bit cluttered this way, but and you go through your less IFTA. So it'll show you the difference between what your cash price is going to be and what your less IFTA is. And what your less IFTA and the X fuel tax is, the best price, which is your cash price, is going to show you what it is with the fuel tax in the price. And that when you're shopping for fuel that way, you may still end up overpaying because, and you know, if you look in, say, Illinois, it might be, you know, $4 a gallon, like Oak Grove. You know, it's $3.85. You got your less IFTA. And now as you come through here, it's showing that your best fuel saving is going to be that 19 Mr. Fuel on number 715. So you want to try to buy the fuel that has the cheapest less IFTA or X tax dollar amount. So, and this is just a good tool to help you buy the cheap fuel. So in case you don't have a fuel card or you're using the Mudflap app, you can also compare and contrast the rates and be able to find your place a little bit sooner. And I've used this several different times. This is usually how I book my fuel routing and things of that nature. Yes, Tank, we hear. There's people in the hallway. But anyway, so I digress. So do we have any questions about the fuel book and X tax and less IFTA and things of that nature before we move on to one of our last topics, and then we'll open it up to an open discussion about whatever, since we have plenty of time to kill still. Come on, Tank. Leave the neighbors alone. They're just trying to walk in here. Crazy pooch. So, and we do have one little, yes, I know. We're going to get into the corporate lodging stuff here in the end, which is how I ended up getting this hotel room. So, any last requests before we go and we talk to that one about all of that good stuff as our bonus? Going once, going twice. All right, well, then we're going to get out of that and we're going to get this whole corporate lodging thing started again, and let's talk about it. And the reason I know about this was from my days when I used to work at the railroad. So what corporate lodging is it is obviously corporate lodging. It's for businesses who need discounts on different rooms and, you know, who need to book hotel rooms and stuff. So basically you apply, tell them who you are. They talk about, you know, you get a phone call, say, hey, I'm interested. They tell you what it's about. And then you sign everything up. You can apply for credit to where you can pay later, or you can have it linked directly to your account and then just pay out as is. So, and you can add flights or rental cars. You can kind of get the whole package from here, and you can just, it's real helpful. So like, for instance, let's look at Columbus, Ohio, right? So say we need to check in tomorrow and our truck's broke down and it's going to be at the Freightliner dealership there till the 11th getting, I don't know, a NOx sensor done. I'm pretty sure it's going to take longer than that, but You'd come on here, obviously enter your information, log in, see what they give you, and then you click find hotels. So, and the prices vary depending on where you're at in the country. It's not a end all be all. It's not a one size fits all. It may work for some, may not work for everyone. But if you look like right here, homes, suites, and inns, it's $207 a night. You're saving $73 a night, right? So, and then you can click here and you can get your whole room. Okay, granted, this is expensive. It's almost $800, but your total savings is $245 by booking through the CLC. I mean, I don't know anybody who's going to be mad about saving $245. Now, I'm still going to be a little butthurt for the green weenie get me from paying $800 for that hotel room for that breakdown. But, maybe you didn't see. When I set mine up, I actually asked for them to contact me. So they may still contact you. They may not. I don't know. And then you can come in here and you can add filters like I did. You got pet friendly and truck parking are the two that I always get because I have tank with me, and I want to make sure I can park my big rig out back. And you can apply those filters, and it'll show you who they have discounts with and that still have truck parking and all that stuff. Yeah, you're right. $800 for a hotel room is absolutely still expensive. You're not lying there. So say you've got these here, you got the Sonata Simply Suites, Columbia Airport. I mean, that's right in the airport. Normally $99. It's $83.91 a night. Click your details, get your price. $473 total savings, $75.45. I mean, that's not chump change. $500 is still, I mean, that's a lot better than, paying, what is that, $540 full price? I mean, it's a good program that could end up saving you some money in the long run, especially when you're doing this. Every freaking penny you can save counts, and they've got all kinds of different hotels, from Holiday Inns to freaking Motel 6s, if that's what you're into, I mean, they got a little bit of everything. So, and this is what I ended up using to find my hotel room here where I'm at. And because like I said, I think I ended up I got this room for the whole weekend. Why don't I stay in my truck? Well, I've been in that truck for 6 freaking weeks because every time I try to come home, somebody's gotten sick. And being the sole provider for the family, I can't really afford to get sick. So we had to make sure that the cash flow kept coming in and the old dad didn't get sick. So, I mean, I could have stayed in my truck. I could have saved it. But, I mean, I got this room for the whole weekend for $150. It's $50 a night. I'm not really mad about it. Yeah, it's an extra expense, but, I can write that off at the end of the week. And it gets me out of the truck and keeps me from losing my ever-loving mind and getting involved in some shady business because someone ended up mouthing off or saying something stupid or getting ran over at a truck stop or somebody backing into me again in the middle of the night or whatever. It's just one of those things. It was time to get out of the truck, and I needed a couple of days to digress, relax, have an actual bed to stretch out on, let my dog run around. You can only stay in that truck so much before you end up losing your mind. So that's pretty much it for this block of instructions. And anybody, if you have any questions or want any advice on how to look at this or look at that, I'm totally up to debate or whatever. Or if you think it's all a bunch of load of horse crap, that's fine too. Just let me know. So, and even if you're catching this on the replay and you're not watching it live, drop a comment on the underside and let me know what your questions are, or if this is anything that you even remotely find interesting, or if it's just all a bunch of malarkey, or if I'm talking out of my rear. That's a possibility too. So, all right. So do either of you two have any more questions? I think you guys are the last ones in here still. Or anything you want me to cover while I'm on here, or anything that I forgot that you guys asked or I missed. Anything at all? So the moral of the story is it's about making as much as it's about keeping as much money as possible before everybody else gets their cut. So, all right, guys. Well, if we don't have any more questions or anything else to talk about in here, or anything anybody else wants to bring up, we're going to go ahead and cut this off here. It's about bedtime. So until the next time, I love y'all. I'll see you there. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay away from them frost giants. They're out there roaming around because it's cold and it's vicious. So, all right, y'all. I'll see you next time.